a blind masseur, was giving a wealthy man a massage. However, during the session, he suddenly sensed that something was off. He told the rich man that he heard the sound of lockpicking coming from outside the door. The wealthy man initially brushed it off, but to his shock, a gang of robbers burst through the door moments later. Before they could even react, the robbers grabbed the rich man by his hair and threatened him to open the safe. Left with no choice, the man complied to save his life. However, he deliberately pressed the wrong fingerprint. Within seconds, the room's alarm system started blaring. The wealthy man pulled out a stun baton, ready to fight back, but this move instantly infuriated the robbers. One of them whipped out a gun and shot the rich man dead on the spot. He then yanked the man's hand and used his fingerprint to unlock the safe. The robbers noticed John standing nearby and found him suspicious. To verify if he was truly blind, one of them grabbed a candlestick and jabbed it towards John's eyes. Seeing that John didn't even flinch, the robbers concluded that he was indeed blind and let him go. The criminals grabbed the money and prepared to flee. Although the police were hot on their heels, the cunning robbers had already set a trap. They had an accomplice deliberately trip and fall, leading the cops down a different path. John was quickly taken to the police station for questioning. He explained that he was genuinely blind and had no idea what had transpired. However, a sharp-eyed officer doubted his claims. The cop pulled out a lighter and tested John's eyes. Then, the officer deliberately let slip that the news about John not being blind was about to be made public. John was dumbfounded. He knew that if the robbers caught wind of this, he was as good as dead. Left with no choice, he confessed to the police that he had been faking his blindness and spilled the entire murder plot. John could only hope that the police would keep his secret, but little did he know that there was a mole for the robbers within the department. The criminals quickly got word and set up an ambush in a high-rise building opposite the police station, intent on killing John. To build his adopted son Jack's courage, the head robber handed this mission over to him. However, as John walked out of the station, Jack saw a dark shadow blocking his view through the scope. By a stroke of luck, John narrowly escaped death. John got into a police car ready to head home, but along the way, he realized they weren't taking the route back to his place. As it turned out, the cop driving him was actually in cahoots with the robbers. John tried to open the car door and jump out to escape, only to find that the door lock had long been broken. Soon, he was taken under a bridge where another robber got into the vehicle. In the end, John was brought to the robber's boss's hideout. As a blood-curdling scream rang out from the room, John collapsed in a pool of his own blood.